What's going on, fight fans? I'm back here with another video here set for you guys. Another fight night edition, Saturday night edition of UFC in Paris. Very good fight night headlined by Renato Moicano and Bensoil Denise. I'm going to be going and giving you a recap of the fights that interest me the most during this card. And with the headline opener for the prelims, we had Chris Duncan going against, I believe this guy's name's Oki. Gets in a nice guillotine choke on him on the bottom in the middle of the first round. Dude is out. Referee has no idea what he's doing at all, and he's literally sleeping on this guy's chest, on Chris Duncan's chest. Gets a couple of punches to the face, but nice sub win for Duncan as a dog. Then you have Eileen Perez, the main attraction for reasons that a lot of people, including men, love to watch her fight. She was going against Zelenolzakov, I believe that's how you say her name. Uh, and while it was a pretty good fight on stand up, you could definitely tell that the weight cut for Eileen was terrible for her. She looked a little bit out of it on the feet, but it gets to the ground, gets a grappling. She gets a nice arm in triangle choke and twerks on this girl's face with her voluptuous Argentine bread behind. Got some movement on it. That was very, very nice in my opinion to see. Moving up the card, we had Taylor Lopulus going against Vince Morales. And this is, I believe, Lapulus is coming off the loss against Farid Basharat, who is terrible in his own way. But Taylor Lapulus is a very good striker. His takedown defense looked very, very improved, much so with Vince Morales. It was a stand-up fight, pretty competitive fight, but Lapulus was pretty much doing exactly what he wanted to do on the feet, especially. Really nice, just mixing in with the feints, the knees, the elbows, the punches and combinations, and mixing up and down and everywhere where it needed to go. He just clearly outclassed Vince Morales. So it's a good, nice showing for him, especially in Paris being the Frenchman. He was able to bounce back, get a good win on his record, and to be able to push his career into the way it needs to go. Moving on to the headliner of the prelims, we had Jan Kutilaba versus Ivan Ursula, who just recently, he just debuted for the UFC in this card. And looking at these two guys, they look like tremendous steroid abusers, and usually in the light heavyweight or heavyweight divisions, uh, when you see these type of muscle-bound dudes meat on meat, I was expecting a knockout, but times here and there, you get a nice little drawn out fight here and there. Jan Kuchilava completely outclassed and outexperienced, in my opinion, Ivan Ursula. He really did what he needed to do and got what he needed to be able. He was actually really technical, not just relying on his power to get the win out of the way. Very good showing for him. Moving on to the opener of the main card, we had Faris Ziam versus Matt Frivola. And Faris Ziam looked so complete. He looked very, very comfortable on the feet. He just completely lit up Matt Frivola, whether it be with the jab, whether it be with combinations, whether it be with kicks. Then he started in to mix the takedowns, get his confidence in with the takedowns and his grappling. Had some success, damn near put Matt Frivola in a rear naked choke on the ground. Matt Frivola is just a tough guy, swanging and banging. Terrible overhands and terrible left hooks with no technique on them, just straight power punches. Looking very, 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 very terrible on the feet, honestly. Had some success here and there, but Fariziam just completely outclassed him and had a highlight KO of the night with a nice knee to the face. Moving on up the card, we had another highlight KO with Morgan Charriere getting a nice KO over Gabriel Miranda with a nice left hook in the first round, put him out, or in the second round, excuse me. Very, very nice showing out for him. He's had a nice bounce back, especially against the fight that he was in with Shepe Mariscal. It was a nice scrap between those two. His record is not the best one, but the competition that he's gone against has shown the tier that he is, and he's just on another level. And good way for him to get another win for the Frenchman in Paris. And moving on to the fight of the night, in my opinion, we had Brian Battle going against Kevin Jousset. Wow, these guys were, holy shit, these guys were swinging, dude. There was awesome to watch. Brian Battle was doing a lot better, especially in the first round, in my opinion, with his combinations, with his shot selections being very good. But Kevin Jousset just looked like he had the sting and the power to be able to put Brian Battle out. So many times he hit him with a jab or a right hand or a combination or a left hook that just had Brian Battle's head just go straight back up. I mean, it was insane to watch. In my opinion, I think Jusei had the better first round, but I can tell that he started to wear down, especially going into the second round. Your dude Brian Battle got into his face, started to bring in the pressure, started to wear him down, started to really push this pace on him that was just incredible. I mean, Jusei was getting wear down and he didn't have nowhere to go, but he was still swinging these power shots and still landing on Brian Battle. But Brian Battle was undeterred, ate those shots, which was insane to see, and just kept putting combinations together on Kevin Jousset. And then he had like five unanswered right hands to Jousset's face that got the fight stopped. And then, of course, the promo that he had at the end against the freshman and USA and this hoe. That was incredible to see. He's really doing good for his stock to be able to push his way up the rankings and get finally ranked in the welterweight division and putting his name out there, which is really, really good. I mean, you wild up that crowd, you get all those boos, you get all that attention. Really, really good showcasing for Brian Battle. Moving up the card, we had Joe Anderson Brito versus William Gomez. It started off very, very crazy at a very, very high pace. In the first round, these guys were just swinging. Where Brito was really forcing Gomez to swing crazy. Um, Even though Gomez, you're looking at both of them, is definitely the more technical of the two of these fighters. Gomez gets a takedown, pretty much just sits on it for the entire round. The second round, Brito starts to push his pressure, gets his takedown, threatened with submissions, tried to be able to make his way into this fight. I think he got the second round, in my opinion. I think he got the third round as well. While I do think Gomez was outpointing him on the feet, it was close still, and then plus you add in the takedowns and the control that Brito had over William Gomez. I mean, I could see it either way. I could see him winning as well, but it was a decent scrap. Moving on to the co-main event, we had Brandon Allen going against Nasruddin Amavov. And it was a complete shock to me, especially in the first round. Brendan Allen controlled that entire first round. Didn't really do much at all with the control, but he did control the entire first round. The second round completely flipped on his head. Nasruddin Amavov got the control, got the takedowns, and was starting to implement his striking into the game as well. Really looking like he was outclassing Brendan Allen on the feet the majority of the time. Then you go into the third round. Fight is kind of up for grabs, but I think Amavov definitely was the right winner in this fight. Got the right decision. He did the more work. He had the more better work when it came to the striking and having really good takedown defense against Brendan Allen. Honestly, Brendan Allen looked really, really like not terrible, but like he looked like he didn't know what he was doing. His IQ was he kept shooting for takedowns when you just need to stand and bang, bro. Like I don't know, man. But good win for Mavov to push him up the middleweight rankings. And we had the main event, Renato Moicano going against Benoit Saint Denis. And I didn't make a prediction, obviously, for this card, but I obviously thought that the favorite Benoit Saint Denis in Paris was going to get this dub. But Renato Moicano, man, his string of winning streaks that he had as of right now is for real. He is a problem. He got Benoit Saint Denis to the ground very, very easily, dominated him with ground and pound, having a lot of threatening positions with the chokes. He really just beat Benoit Saint Denis to a pulp, puffing up his eyes on both sides, really shutting down one already, cutting him up and making him look like a bloody mess. He looked like a freaking Halloween mask. I mean, Renato Moicano was doing whatever he wanted to do in that first round, and just from seeing off that first round, you can already kind of tell how this fight was going to go. Benoit Saint Denis, credit to him, he's going to go out in the shield, and he's going to do what he needs to do to maybe pull off a miraculous win in his hometown crowd, but he wasn't able to pull that off. In the second round, because it actually did go to a second round. I did think that he did a lot better. I thought that Moicano's gas tank kind of blew out because he put on so much in that first round, so he kind of took the round off, and the boxing and some of the kicks, while kind of ineffective by Benoit Saint Denis, he's still out there and he still did enough to win the round, but he wasn't able to continue by referee stoppage, which is a very underwhelming way to end this type of card. That was very, very exciting and entertaining, in my opinion. But that's how it goes sometimes. You know what it is, what it is. You know, his eye was completely shut. He couldn't see out of it. And on top of that, he had a huge cut over that eye and a nice shiner under his eye on the other side of his face. Renato Moicano is a serious contender. Also, another great promo by him. You know, he's one of the best promos in the game as of right now in terms of the UFC. So good win for him. He's going to be going up the lightweight division. Hopefully, he can be able to get. I don't think he'll get the names of maybe a Poirier or a Gaethje or a Chandler. But I mean, it would be nice. I mean, if you're going to match up somebody that talks a lot of trash, I mean, and they need a comeback fight to come back in, you look at McGregor. Potentially, he likes money. He had a nice couple of call outs to be able to get some easy wins in quotation marks for Renato Moicano. So it's definitely looking good for him, and especially the string of wins and the win streak as he has as of right now in his career. It's on a complete upswing for him, and hopefully Benoit Saint Denis can be able to bounce back from this loss and get back into winning ways and looking like the monster that he was before the Dustin Poirier knockout loss that he has. Like this video, obviously. If you like this video, you fight fans, I know you guys love these videos. I really, really appreciate you guys. Comment your opinions, and also the ways that you saw these type of fights and some of the things that you saw in the promos that you seen after these fights. I mean, this card was very, very entertaining. A lot of KOs, a lot of battles, and definitely a lot of blood in that cage. And subscribe, man, because you know I got this type of content for you guys that you guys continuously need every single weekend, every single fight night. I'm going to be there next week and for you guys for UFC 307. Thank you guys again, and peace.